Hi, I'm George Carnell. I'm the founder of the Extra Credit Donation Program. And for these next few minutes, I'm going to tell you about the beginning of Extra Credit. Now, like any other business concept, when an opportunity presents itself to somebody who's prepared, who sees that opportunity in a different way, then life comes to the business concept. Well, so it was with Extra Credit. A couple of years ago, two guys came to me and talked about an idea, a concept, a theory that they had of using the credit card processing fees that merchants pay and redirecting them to schools and nonprofit organizations. Now, as I talked with them, I realized very quickly that they did not know the development business, the fundraising business, and they did not have any idea about the credit card processing business. Now, I'm a development director at a K through 12 school in South Haven, Mississippi. We have about 1,050 to 1,100 students. And I've been a development director for 10 years, and like you, I've done everything there is. We have sold cookie dough, and we've sold wrapping paper and discount books. We've had events. We've done golf tournaments and auctions and tennis tournaments and walkathons and readathons. And we've done annual funds. Our annual fund now is just being used to purchase specific items for the school, so we talk to people about donating for those particular items. And we've done capital campaigns. We have built a 12-room high school wing. We've expanded a band suite. We've created a high school gym that's about twice the size of our old gym and seats about 1,700. So we've done everything that you've done, and I know how hard it is. I know how long it takes to organize your volunteers and your parents and your donors and to find leaders and to work those particular projects. Well, they did not understand the workload that development directors have. And they had never worked with a credit card processing company, so they did not know the skill involved and the organization with which a merchant needs to be transformed into a customer of a processor. So as I listened, we tried some of their programs, but after a few years, their partnership dissolved, their business is no longer in operation. I can't get in touch with them. They've just gone away, and they left us high and dry. So I said, could this concept, could this opportunity work? Could we raise money through this concept for our school? And that brings me to the preparedness that I had, that I viewed this opportunity. Now, I'm not an academician. I couldn't even spell development when I started. I'm a lawyer. I practiced law for a number of years in Memphis, Tennessee, and one day I became associated with a hair care franchise called Fantastic Sam's. And as I was in the private practice, I represented them as their outhouse counsel, and I came in-house as their general counsel, and after a few years became president of the organization. And as I traveled around the country and talked to our owners, I realized that individually they were not a strong organization nationally. But if we took all of them and joined them together collectively, there was a force that they could create. After we sold our stock, I helped an accountant, a CPA in Florida, and we developed an accounting services franchise for small and medium-sized businesses. And we presented a side-by-side comparative cash-based statement to these business owners, so for the first time they understood their financial statements and how to run their business. But as I looked at the line for the payments made by many of the businesses, I realized that there was a great deal of money paid in credit card processing fees by those merchants who had high credit card volumes. And after we sold our franchises back to the franchisor, we became involved in a baby picture franchise. We managed the taking of baby pictures. My wife and I did from across Tennessee and most of Mississippi and even in Dallas and Fort Worth. We had grandmas and we had college students and nurses who took pictures of these adorable little babies, and then we sold them to the parents. And something fascinating happened. When we started in this business, most everybody paid by cash, money order, or check. But 10 years later, just before we sold our franchise back to the franchisor, most everybody used credit card to make payments. So these were the lessons I learned. Credit card payment was an increasing way of doing business. Some of the fees paid by merchants are substantial on a monthly basis. And when a group of owners, a group of businesses get together and work collectively, something great can happen. So I took that preparedness and I looked at this opportunity. Now I needed one thing. I needed to have a relationship with a credit card processor that understood what I was trying to accomplish for our school. One day in walked John Davis, who was an employee of WorldPay US. Now, WorldPay is just one of the major credit card processors in the United States. They may be number 3 or number 4. Outside the United States, they may be as high as number 2. They are a major credit card player. They do not operate out of their garage, and this is no fly-by-night out. This is a great company. And John began with us. And what we have is we've developed a unique program of contacting business owners. And for those who transition their credit card processing to WorldPay and thus to Extra Credit, we have a unique program of rewarding and thanking those business owners. So what we would do is we would take parents and volunteers and friends of the school and donors, and we would work with them to contact other business owners, those who are directly connected to our school or your nonprofit organization, for instance, or those who they knew in the community. And this is the process. When a customer comes and swipes his credit card, at the end of the month, there's a fee withdrawn from the merchant's account as a result of that credit card transaction. Now, the fee is split with a number of different groups. First, the little credit card, the bank that issued that credit card that the customer uses, they get a portion of that processing fee. Visa or MasterCard, depending upon what the card is, or Discover, they get a portion of that processing fee. The processor himself, in this case WorldPay, gets a portion of that credit card processing fee, and Extra Credit gets a portion of that processing fee. And what we do is we take that fee and we donate a portion of that to our school. And what we will do in the future is to donate that to your school and to your nonprofit organization. So we started. And as we've seen every month, the revenue, the donation that we've been able to make to the school has risen and risen until now, probably by the end of the year, the net revenue will be larger than any other fundraising program that we have. So I looked again at this concept. And I said, if this is successful for us, could this be successful for other schools and nonprofit organizations? Could we allow schools and nonprofit organizations to use for no cost to have recurring income where they would not have to buy or sell anything, and they could have a closer relationship with parents and donors and friends and supporters of the school? And could this be used by any school, parochial school, private school, Lasallian school, diocesan school, Christian school, nonprofit organization of any shape and kind? And the answer to all those questions is yes, it can. And that's why the Extra Credit donation program now is available for you to consider. Now, there are benefits to not only the organization, the nonprofit organization or the school, as well as to the merchant. And we have detailed all those benefits in another video, and you be sure to watch that other video. But I appreciate you're watching this beginning video of the start of Extra Credit and how this has evolved, if you would, to a very successful part of our fundraising strategy. So as you look at this opportunity, I trust that you will have the same opportunity, the same view of that as I had when I started the Extra Credit donation program.